Metro 2033 has an intriguing premise behind it. Based on a Russian novel by author Dmitry Gluhovsky, the game takes place in post-apocalyptic Moscow. After a nasty nuclear catastrophe, the world's surface has become inhospitable to life. The people of Moscow took shelter in giant subway tunnels, and each station is basically its own city. You play as Artyom, a normal civilian who is tasked with delivering a very cryptic message to another populated station. Without giving too much away, the story is very cool and takes some surprising turns. With that said, the story's strength is mainly because of the game's awesome atmosphere. The main character is like Half-Life's Gordon Freeman. He doesn't talk at all, and almost everything in Metro 2033 is from his point of view. This is good as a means for immersion, but not so good when it comes to character development.
So that's the dead city.
The game's presentation is one of its strongest aspects. It was made by 4A Games, a studio based in Ukraine. As a result, it has a pretty unique atmosphere that isn't often seen in American games. The tone is dark and there's constant fear and dread around every corner. You are totally immersed in this post-apocalyptic plight, and some of the more supernatural aspects are done extremely well. I won't give away any of the details, just know that Metro 2033 can mess with your head. In terms of graphics, the environments are cool, but the character models and facial animation could be better. The sound design is atmospheric, and they've even included the original Russian voice track in addition to an English dub.
Странный звук. От земли, что ли, идет?
Never mind the fact that it's really hard to tell what's going on when you're getting shot at and people are yelling at you in Russian. But hey, it's still awesome that it's there. At its core, Metro 2033 is a pretty standard shooter with some unique design choices. For example, you always need a working gas mask to go outside, and that mask needs to be stocked with filters. Some of your gadgets are powered by a hand-crank charger, and there are also pressurized guns that you need to pump in order to fire. All of these lend a lot to the look and feel of Metro 2033. However, the game does have a problem when it comes to explaining how some of these things work. It's meant for hardcore gamers, and it isn't quite noob-friendly. For example, one neat idea is that military-grade ammo serves as the game's currency. However, the only description given for that specific ammo is that it's shinier. Given that there's a lot of shiny-looking ammo in the game, that description is pretty unhelpful. There are some other gameplay problems to speak of. Metro 2033 has its fair share of glitches, like getting stuck in a fence or floor and not properly changing a filter out of your gas mask even when you press the correct input. But more bothersome than these glitches are the game's stealth sections, which can be really frustrating and unrealistic. Miss once with a silent throwing knife and all the enemies instantly know where you are in the level. There's no consistent alert process where they try and find out where the sound came from. Beyond that, the gunplay is traditional. It's fairly linear for the most part to keep the story moving forward, so don't go in expecting an expansive world like you'd find in Fallout 3. I'm perfectly fine with this choice, but it does feel like Metro is a standard shooter at heart. It just has some great ideas built around it. As I said before, the real star of the show here is the game's atmosphere. It's immersive, and 4A Games has built an awesome world. However, some design quirks can pull you out of the experience, and not everyone will enjoy the unforgiving nature of the gameplay. If you're a fan of post-apocalyptic stories, you might want to give this game a shot. For more info on Metro 2033, read the full review at IGN.com.